Good morning, everybody. I kind of broke my own rule this morning, and I am having coffee. You know how long it's been since I've had a good coffee? And it's a Snickers coffee. So I'm a little wired. I'm a little wired up. I've been up since like 6 a.m. this morning. The time change has still got me waking up like when I was waking up. So it's just kind of crazy. You might be asking yourself, Loki, what is up with the poll this morning in the chat? And I'm going to tell you, it has something to do with what we're going to talk about today. It's kind of important. What would you do with $500,000? Put it in savings. You can use that as debt, by the way. Gun Buddy wants to use that as, taking care of debt. So we'll use putting it in savings includes taking care of debt. Buy a house, spend it all on women, or blow it all on junk that you don't really need. So those are your four options. I can only pick four options. Yeah, I know I shouldn't be having coffee and the sugar and all that, but I was just like, you know what? I need a little pick me up because I've been up. This happened yesterday too. While I was a little wired yesterday, I just didn't have the coffee yesterday. So felt like I needed a little coffee. I did a little bad. I'll take care of that later. But we've got a great show this morning. I've got some questions I want to ask you and some talk about how not to just blow it all on this Thirsty Thursday. So let's get things kicked off and let's get them going.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
The penetrator. Come on, look, because I always went the farthest end of the target, goddammit. Libya, Tunisia, Lebanon, it was me, pal. I was always first in, last out.
This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to, but it's vulnerable out in the open.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
a sandwich, Worthington. Soda, slow and roll. James Nasher and Castle. Where's my boy? Mark the infinitely tired, the angriest French. Valhalla. Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief Thirsty Thursday. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. You may notice there is a poll. There is a poll up in the chat. I've got to ask this question. $500,000. Put it in savings, buy a house, spend it all on women, or blow it all on junk that you don't need. Get your answers in soon because we're going to be taking down that poll here in just a few. I'm drinking coffee. So, yay. I haven't done this in a while. I haven't gotten to do this in a while. Bad for the heart, bad for the, the sugar, all that. Everybody, take stevia, Loki. Do the NutraSweet. Do the artificial sweeteners. I can't do it. The most I get to have is some tea. I drink a glass of tea twice a day. The rest is like water, and I do a non-sugar addition to the water every once in a while. That's supposed to hydrate you better. So Loki's mornings of polls sounds so dirty. That almost sounds like I've got Mike Roch on the show. Hi Loki, how's it going? Where's that brownie Mexican Iron Man? I can't do it like Snowdog does it, but oh my God, right? They don't. That sounds wrong, Josh. It sounds all wrong. Okay, I'll leave it up to the halfway point. No problem, Gun Buddy. I will leave it up to the halfway mark. Let's get into this. So a couple of years back, I think it was 3 years ago now, I went on a trip with Nick from Echo Base Network and with Mexican Iron Man. We went to Dallas. We went to a gaming convention. Some of you may know this as the Retro PaloozaCon. This is the place where we do Valhalla Con the last year, and had an absolute wonderful time. But I got to meet an individual. This individual, and we were at a barcade. Me and Nick went to this barcade. Mike did not. Mike was like, screw you guys, I'm going home. So me and Nick went to this barcade, and I got a chance to meet a fellow content creator, a fellow YouTuber. And this person was kind of bragging that they had made $500,000 in a year through YouTube, through sponsorships. They had made a great deal of money. And I got a chance to sit down and actually talk with this person. I knew who they were. It wasn't, I got blindsided, never knew who this person was. I knew who they were. I've been watching YouTube for a long time. I've been around. Most people that know me know I was around in the beginning. I did Star Trek videos that never really went anywhere. I just did Star Trek music videos. I never talked. I never used my voice. I never tried to do anything like I do now. I just like to do music videos. I like to do clip videos. That was my thing. I enjoyed it. I taught myself how to do it. I learned editing. I didn't learn it in school. I kind of taught myself, self-taught, no lessons, Dad. Right. And I knew who this person was from the very beginning. There were a couple of people I watched religiously back then in the beginning. And getting to meet this person was kind of like a reality check. There were things I didn't expect. And they were talking about, just live life. Don't worry about it. The money's going to keep coming. Spend, do whatever you want. Enjoy it while you can. And it was probably beginning of this year, late last year, that our good friend, Marketing Draws, hail to you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope your trip goes well. Hope you get there safely. Not too long ago, he said, you can't count on all of this always being here, because what we do is unsustainable in the long run. Machini said that. He goes, this is not sustainable. I'm not going to quit my job and do this and that full time because it's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable choice. Nothing lasts forever, right? Southern Viking. Nothing lasts forever. And Brandon, Looney Tunes fan 2000 with an 11-month member chat. You're awesome, my friend. You're awesome, brother. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're kicking butt, taking names. Keep those Looney Tunes videos coming because we all love them. I got to hang out with Brandon on his channel the other day, and we sat. I think we watched like three Looney Tunes episodes. It was fun. Skull brother. And anyway, I always get off topic. I always stray off topic. So I watched something. Oh, no. So, spend the money, what you got is what you got, and enjoy it while you can, and yada, yada, yada. $500,000 in a year. $500,000 in 1 year. And I didn't know if this person was playing it up. I'll tell you who this person is here in a minute. And you can go and if you want. It's one of the most saddest damn things I've ever watched. But it's true. And I didn't know at the time whether he was kind of, leading me down the path about how much he made or whatever. But we hung out a little bit, we talked, and I've seen this person since then. I have talked to this person since then. I've met up with him a couple of times at conventions. He's an okay guy. He's not what you think. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on. Good morning, Arlena. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on behind the scenes and a lot of stuff that's been said. And as far as his treatment to other people, I always felt like he was okay. He's an okay guy. Not what he has been presented to be. So last night, because this wasn't going to be the show today. We weren't going to talk about this today. This is a last minute audible. Last night, I was like, you know what? I said I wasn't going to watch this thing, but I heard that he endorsed it. And he took part of it and wasn't just another hit piece. So I decided to watch it. There are things that I didn't know, that I had no idea about. This guy is broke, ladies and gentlemen. He made $500,000 in, I think, 2020, 2019. He made $217,000 the next year. He made $70-something thousand the year after that. He's made almost $1 million. He has 4.5 million subscribers. And I think you pretty much know. Who I'm talking about now. For any of you that have been around YouTube long enough to know, you know who I'm talking about now. Boogie 2988, who recently had a documentary come out. Yeah, Project's got it. There were things I didn't know about him that were in the documentary that he admitted. One of them that he got busted as a pedo. Had no idea, no clue. He blew all his money, all of his money. He's broke. He spent over $200,000 on getting women to sleep with him. I'm just coming from someone who's never paid a dime for that. Okay, dude, I get it. You're this huge guy. You're this huge guy that has never had access to that level of girl before. And he even admits that, he said, I was paying for Alabama 8, and then I had the opportunity to sleep with LA 10s. Of course I'm going to take it. There's some things in that documentary that I didn't want to know. But the money, the fact that what he did was not sustainable. So take this for the reality check that it is. I don't talk about money. I just don't. There might be one or two people that know what's going on behind the scenes with me, know what I'm working on, what I'm working towards, but I don't talk about money. Boogie has 4.5 million subscribers. That's millions. I mean, he dwarfs me. I mean, he makes me look like, I'm a freaking nobody. He's going to lose his house. He's going to lose everything he's got. Okay. With 4.5 million subscribers, he brings in about $2,700 a month from YouTube. $2,700 a month from YouTube. Now ask yourself, how did he make $500,000 in a year if he's pulling in $2,700 a month from YouTube? Sponsorships. He had sponsorships through various companies. Those are all gone. No one will sponsor him. Maybe he can cut a deal, something like what we do with Norris Tradesman. I mean, they don't like pay for the show. They don't pay for stream yards. They don't pay for any of that. I get a little bit of commission from what you guys buy. The only reason why I agreed to that sponsorship and partnership is because I love their products. I gave Mexican Iron Man the giant drinking horn that they sell on their website. I love their products, their quality products, and it's something that I can share with you guys that, you know what, a little commission never hurt. Project Storytime says he's got a future as a boxer. So get a load of this. Get a load of this. After travel, okay, so some people know Boogie got in a boxing fight, right? He went out and he was in a boxing match. After travel, expenses, and food, he spent more to do that than he made for that fight. He spent more getting there and eating and having his entourage go with him than he made on that fight. That's the reality of it. And they did. They did. That's true. Dave Bob. YouTube absolutely positively did. And Boogie gets 10, 20,000 views for his videos and yada, yada, yada. How? Because he only made $10,000, Grim. He only made $10,000 for that boxing match. He put his life in danger. He signed a waiver saying, if I die in the ring, blah, 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 from a heart attack or a stroke or whatever, that it's not your fault. And he did that for 10 grand. And he spent more than that getting there and staying there and eating. You're talking about someone that every Saturday has his buddies over and spends $150 or more on food for him and his buddies, which is easy to do, which is very easy to do. If you don't have it, don't spend it. That's exactly what he does. And that's exactly what he's done with his money. Remember, 500 grand's gone. That 500 grand is gone. The house he lives in is not paid for. He still owes like $170,000 on his house. And he only has $160,000 in equity in his house. That means he's upside down on his house. He's going to lose his house. All those arcades you see in his game room, all that stuff he's bought, all the junk he has, all that's good to go. He's selling off things he's had since he was a teenager. Because he can't afford to live. Some of you, this might be like a huge revelation. This might be a huge thing of how in the hell do you do this? Because for some people that have never had, this is the hype train, son. You've made it. The money's never going to stop. The money's never going to go away. Oh, it's that he's bad. He's bad. He's going to lose his house. He's going to lose all his shit. He's going to lose everything. Why? He lost Grim. He lost like 90 grand in crypto. He put like 90 grand into crypto and he lost it all. And then he went around and he spent $200K and more on chasing tail because he wasn't happy with what he had. See, a lot of people don't remember Boogie was married. Boogie had a wife. And the wife found out that he was blowing all his money on hookers and chat girls and all that. He's broke. He's going bankrupt. He said he's got about $30,000 in collectibles that he's going to have to sell to try and make it. He lost $90,000 in crypto. And he spent over $200,000 chasing tail. He spends more than he brings in. Honestly, and this is why I don't talk about money. Me and Eris make more than he does. 4.5 million subscribers. And we clear more a month than he does. That's insane. That can't be right. Loki, you got to be making a mistake, Loki. You got to be making a mistake. The person who did the documentary showed his finances. Boogie had to borrow $15 to pay for Taco Bell one night. He got some chalupas and a freaking Mountain Dew Baja Blast and had to borrow the $15 from the documentary guy to pay for the meal because he didn't have it. He didn't have it. How is that possible? How can someone do that? Because they believe that this train is never going to stop. They believe that the hype is never going to end. The money will always be there. I can spend it on whatever I want. I don't have to worry about paying for this house outright, which he should have done, because I'm going to make enough money to cover it for the rest of my life. Less than a year later, he's begging for help. Let me ask you guys something. I want to ask you guys something. You know me. I've been here. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday. I don't mince words. You guys get the unfiltered me. Let me ask you. In my darkest hour, when I started this, when I was in a horrible place, did I ever ask for anything? Did I ever ask anybody for anything besides an ear, their friendship, anything? And did I ever ask anybody for a dime? No. Never. In my darkest days, I never asked anybody for a dime. So to see someone that I watched who was just hammering it out, be broke and be like, I need money. I need this money. I was shocked. Probably why I didn't want to watch it in the first place. And that documentary is free. Anybody can watch it. Anybody on YouTube can watch it. Just watching him, and I'm not tearing anybody down. I'm not. I'm just talking about how shocked I was and how crazy it is. Just watching him get from a barcade to his car hurt. Watching him walk from a barcade to his car hurt. I couldn't believe it. I know he's a big guy. I've walked around retro with him multiple times. He went on Echo Base. Christopher Dominguez. He was on Echo Base. He guested over on Echo Base. Echo Base hosted him because me and Nick got a chance to talk to him, kind of get to know him. I never asked him on because I just was like, I like him, but I didn't want to. I don't know. As much as I like interviewing people and as much as I enjoy getting to know people, it just wasn't something that I wanted to do. That was my choice. It's nothing against Nick or Coach. They're great guys. Nick got him to come on and talk about Star Wars. That was fine. Yeah, he was on EVN. Nick got him to come on EVN and talk about Star Wars and what he thought about Star Wars. Humility hits without warning. Yes. And I did. I got the vibe. I was just like, you know what? And I didn't even know at the time. I didn't know until the documentary that he had done certain things that I absolutely would not agree with. I know there was a Reddit page dedicated to him. I know there's a Reddit page dedicated to him and all the bad crap he had said. And that is something else I want to touch on here in a minute. There was a Reddit dedicated to all the bad things he'd ever said. And he talked about that. He talked about that a little bit. It's just, it's kind of eye-opening when, yeah, Boogie was on EBN Project. It's kind of eye-opening when you see this and he says it, you know, I did this, I did that. I knew about the gun thing. I knew about all that. I even talked to him about that. You know, when I got a chance to talk to him the first time, I said, "Look, I understand what you're going through. Just focus on what's good." I said, that's why people liked Boogie. Focus on the fun things. Focus on having fun. Focus on the things that you enjoy doing, and try and keep that on track and not all this other crap. I says, because if you let all this other crap take over your life, that's all there's going to be. That's all it's going to be about. Okay, so I'm going to close the poll, guys. Right now, we've got 68% put it in savings, pay off debt, 26% buy a house, 6% blow it all on junk. Nobody said spend it on women. Not one person in here said spend it on women. We've got a big fat zero. So I'm going to end it. It's ended. Thank you guys for, oh, it changed a little bit there at the end. 67% put it in savings, 26% buy a house, 5% blow it all on junk, and with 53 votes. Thank you guys so very much for voting. The Francis skits were always fun. Yes. Yes. Him acting just like an insane gamer. I knew people like that. I've known people like that for that. Hey, let's crack open a Mountain Dew and play a video game. It's one of those things that I've seen and I've experienced myself, and it was funny. It was funny. Yeah, I think Mikey's still asleep. That's why we didn't get any on women. There is this thing about human character. If you are not disciplined with the small day-to-day things, when success strikes, the big things will expose it. How many lottery winners are broke? How many people in this thing that we do? And I call it this thing because it's like, this is the business we've chosen, right? I've always said that. I've said that since day one. It's a thing. It's this thing, right? How many people here are like, I got my first this. I went and bought a game thing. I went and bought a Nintendo Switch. I went and spent the money on lunch. I went and did this, or I went and did that, or whatever. It's the immediate, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do this as soon as I have the money. And it's gone. It's gone. And one day, it's going to end. You might not think it will. You might be like, okay, I can spend my money on whatever I want. I can get takeout 3 times a day. I can get DoorDash 3 times every day. Because I don't want to cook a home meal. So wait a minute. You're going to spend $30 for breakfast to get DoorDash to you every day. So that's what, $90 a day? Let's say, well, one person. Let's say it's one person. one person, maybe 20 bucks. 20 bucks. So you're going to spend $60 every day if you eat 3 meals a day. We'll cut the difference and say 2. So 40 bucks. You're going to spend $40 every single day on DoorDash instead of making a meal at home. Well, Loki, it comes out to almost that anyway. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I can go in there and make a meal for like $5, and it's a good meal that tastes good. I can go out and spend $5 on a 12-pack of eggs, $2 on some a bag of cheese, and I can make damn omelets every morning for 1, 2, 3, 6 days. I might need to get him another bag of cheese, but that's like less than $1. It's less than $1 a day for breakfast for 6 days. But I need to go out and get DoorDash. Like it don't matter. I would spend the money on a house in a heartbeat. Christopher Dominguez. And he could have. Lest ye not forget, he could have. He could have bought the house outright. And at least he'd have the house. At least he'd have that. I have a reality check that he's going to lose his house. He's either going to lose it outright because he didn't pay the mortgage, or he's going to sell it. And he's going to get what equity he's put into it. He's going to get about 160 grand, and then he's going to have to live off of that. But the games, the arcades he's got lining the wall and all that shit, all that's gone. All that's going. It's going the way of the dodo. He's selling it off like hotcakes. He's already selling his Magic collection that he said he'd never, ever sell from like 96. So 25-year-old Magic cards. He's selling like hotcakes just to get by. Had to get the new Diablo game, Loki. Had to get this new game. Had to get that new game. Had to pay for the PlayStation Plus bullshit and the Xbox bullshit and all this other bullshit. Because it is all bullshit. He's going to lose it all. Because he can't control what he does. Mark the Infinitely Tired. You can't change your lifestyle quickly because if you came from nothing with no education on financial matters, you're going to be right back at nothing. He originally had his wife doing all the finances. He never had to worry about it. He had his wife doing all the finances, and they were fine. They were doing fine. And then he screwed that up. He messed that up because he wanted to sleep with a horse. Straight up, that's what he wanted to do. Some guys, they find a whore to do that with. He went out and paid him. He had to. That was his choice. Big kid that never learned anything about finances. I don't think he ever realized he had to budget anything. I don't think he ever realized he had to budget anything. The money will always be there. You're only going up. You're only going to get more. You're only going to make more. Right? Shockwave says, coming in late. Who are we talking about? It's a content creator that's been around since like 2007. Boogie2988. Who is broke? 4.5 million subs, Shockwave. 4.5 million subscribers. He gets 10 to 20,000 views of a video and upload. And he's broke. He makes less than me and Ayers combined. That's sad. I'm not, this isn't about tearing a guy down either. I don't want to tear the guy down. I get it. But there's a part of me. There is a part of me that goes, he had to know. And he just didn't care. I can't feel sorry. I don't want to tear the guy down. I don't want to destroy him. I'm not making fun of him. But I don't feel sorry for what's going on either. But he doesn't have it. No one wants to pay him. Most of the views he gets, Mark, are hate views. Most of the people that watch his channel watch it because they hate him. Yes, there are people that do that. Yes, there are people that watch channels and watch videos simply because they hate somebody. He doesn't get super chats. In fact, he actively was like, send me money so I can buy a Tesla, bitches. He talked to his chat like they were his piggy bank. He talked to his chat like they were his own personal piggy bank. I would feel rich off of $50K a year. I couldn't imagine $500K. When you're broke your whole life, you learn to be frugal and smart with money. I've been down to my local comic shop every day this week. Every single day. Why? Because they're getting ready to move and they have super sales around every corner and they're different every day. And yesterday I bought 2 binders of comic cards. Now, the price was like $25. I got one and I got the other for free. It was $25 on the cover of the binder. But throughout the binder, there were notes, sticky notes of, well, this is $50. And the first one was $25. And I guess they only loaded up. They only looked at the first page of the binder and it said 25. They didn't bother going through the rest of it. And I got home and I saw that and I was like, I've got a lot more here. One of the cards, one of the sets of holograms, that's worth $100 on its own. Worth $100 on its own. Normally we wouldn't go and spend multiple times in a week like that. Maybe once a paycheck, maybe once a month, but never a couple days in a row. I've never done that, ever. But she's got such good deals going on right now that I almost feel like I'm taking advantage. And I told her that. The hell, I told her that. I was like, I mean, I'm getting all this stuff for like dirt cheap. I kind of feel like I'm taking advantage. And she said, no, Loki, you're doing me a favor. And I was like, okay. Okay. But I never go out and do that. And I don't make any kind of near that money. I would never do that. If I had $500,000 tomorrow, it would be a nice house, not anything super big, kind of like what we live in now. And the rest would go into savings for later down the road. We do okay. Thank you so much. Snowed up for that $5 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here on Valhalla. And this one is just for you, brother. A little skull and tuck and roll. He's gonna end up like Benny Hill. Yeah. Project Cambrian. He's done it to himself. He has done this to himself. Nobody did this to him. He can feel like that. He talks about that. He said something about that. Oh, this guy targeted him, and he wrote all these bad, meany things about me, and they went after my sponsors. Boogie said all this stuff. Whether he was joking or not, whether he did it in a joking manner or not, whether it was all a gag, he still said this shit. It's his choice. It was his choice. You got to live with what you do. If YouTube turned around and said, you know what, we're going to nail you for telling Mike Brownie shit, me and him joke, we're best friends. If they wanted to nail me for that, that'd be up to them. But it's still beyond me for the joke. Marketing Draws with the $10 super chat. Thank you so very much, brother. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're traveling safe, brother. It says, good morning, Valhalla. I'm about to board my flight, but I want to let you guys know that I have a premiere after this show. Thank you all, my extended family. We will be rerouting everybody over to Machini stream as this one ends. I don't know why that didn't do it yesterday. I'm not sure. I don't know what the deal was. I set it up. I had it saved. I even went back and checked, but it didn't do it. Maybe Papa Susan has a problem with people trying to promote each other. Maybe that's it. Maybe they'll nail me for saying that. Who knows? Maybe Papa Susan has a problem with creators trying to be there for other creatives. We're trying to show support, and do that. Maybe that's the problem. Chris Burgess said it sent him to the stream. Good. I know it didn't do that for me, and I know it didn't say, everybody from Loki's chat's popping in, and I was just like, son of a, what is wrong with this thing? And every once in a while, Papa Susan just doesn't work like Papa Susan's supposed to work, does it? Why are you saying Papa Susan instead of Mama Susan? Because they got a guy running crap now instead. So thank you so much. Marketing Draws for that $10 super chat. Fly safe, brother. This one's just for you. Skull!
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
And I'm surprised. You know what? I've still got a little bit of coffee in my glass here. I kind of feel like Gary and Keith over at Pop Culture Minefield. We go until the cop is done, until my coffee cup's empty. We're going to do this stream. So, no, he doesn't sound like that. Bear Whiskers, the $5 super chat. He acknowledges his reality. I don't think he does. I understand he knows where he's at, but he's also like, I'm not going to do anything different, and I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing and just hope it works out. Sometimes you have to evolve. Okay? I'm not saying you got to change everything you do, but obviously his deal isn't working. He's trashed his audience. He's come out and been like, buy me a Tesla. He's done all this crap. He's gone on the apology tour. Okay? He did that. He did the YouTuber apology tour, which is a YouTube thing, whether anybody wants to realize that or not, or admit it. There's this thing called the YouTube apology tour where you screw up and you go around everywhere apologizing for all the evil shit you've done. That's the tour, folks. He's done all that, and he's still in the same position that he's in. What he's done has not worked. And he won't admit the reality of that. He's just like, you know what? I don't need to go get a job. I don't need to do anything different than what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep selling my stuff. I'm going to lose my house, but I'm going to keep doing the same crap and nothing's going to change. He's got to evolve past where he's at now. He has to. Or it's going to end up exactly the way I said it. He's going to be bankrupt. He's going to be living in a shitty ass apartment if he can sell his house. If he can sell his house, because guess what? This is the worst time in history to try and sell your house. Most likely, he's not going to be able to pay his mortgage, and they're going to repossess it. And he's going to get whatever he can get at an auction. Someone's going to snag it at auction. And most likely, that'll pay what he still owes, and he's not going to get a dime. Thank you so much, Bearbeard, for that $5 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires going bright here in Valhalla, and this one's just for you, brother. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. K. Roberts says, yep, the bubbles are popping. Yeah, his bath bubbles are popping. Why, if you want to watch it, if you haven't watched it, just be prepared, because you're going to see some things and you're going to hear some things you might not want to hear and you might not want to see. In a way, it's tragic. Whether he does something, yeah, that's the thing, brother. That's the thing. And you know what? I don't care if someone is my friend, is an acquaintance. Hell, they could be someone that hates my guts. If they refuse to evolve and move forward, that's on them. There's nothing you can do about it. That's their choice. There's nothing you can step in and say. There's nothing you can step in and do until they wake up and realize they have flushed every opportunity and everything they've ever had down the toilet. So don't do that. Don't do that. How do we turn a negative into a positive? A negative times a negative equals a positive. Some people know what I'm talking about. So say we all, right? How do we do that? We don't fall into the same traps and the same course that they did. We learn from it. Even if it's not our mistakes, we learn from it. Even if it's things we haven't done, we learn from it. Why, Loki, do you sometimes bring up bad crap that's happened in the past? Because I'm hoping that through that, you guys get a little semblance of something that I was dealing with and go, you know what? I don't want to do what Loki did. Because for a while, I just didn't care. I just didn't care. It's all coming to an end. It's all going down the toilet. Nobody gives a crap. But that wasn't true, was it? That wasn't true. I didn't give a crap. I didn't give a crap. And I was waiting. I was waiting for it to end. That's where I see Boogie. He's got to find something that wakes his ass up, a slap across the face, and wakes him up to the idea that, you know what, maybe it's not all over. Maybe I can climb out of this. Because a lot of times misery loves company. Misery wants you down in the hole with it. And that's not where you need to be. You need to be out in the sun. You know what I've missed? You know what I've missed for the last couple of weeks because it's been cold and cloudy here? I missed going out and taking care of my flowers. What do you mean flowers, Loki? I've been growing roses in my backyard. I brought them back to life from the dead. They were stripped bare. Why? Because there was a giant weed bush there. There was a giant bush of weeds that had grown all the way up to the top of the fence line. And they made it impossible. They made it impossible to see what was in those bushes. And I had a team go in and rip all that shit out and cut it all out. I couldn't do it on my own. And I realized I can't do this on my own. I can't get rid of all this. It was a giant bush of weeds from the ground all the way to the top of the fence line. I needed help getting all that out. And when we did, those rose bushes were bare. There was nothing there. And now there is beautiful red all over the effing place out there. They have bloomed from nothing. You can do the exact same thing. You can do the exact same thing when you are down in that freaking hole and you think there's nothing left. Don't pull the hand offering to help you down in the hole with you to die. Use it as an opportunity to get back on your feet and kick some ass. Snowdub. And Mike was there for me too. In a time when I didn't know how I was going to make it. I didn't know how I was going to survive. I didn't know if I'd be living in my car the next month. I was at rock bottom. The channel was dead in the water. The Mina Mexican we all love sent me an email and asked me to continue. The rest is history. Snowdub. $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. And neither one of us took that hand and pulled him down in the muck with us. We used it. We used it as an opportunity to get back up on our feet and to know someone believed in us and not to give up. Thank you, brother, for that $5 super chat. This one's just for you. We're going to send out the Spartans this morning. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
I just finished my coffee. Sometimes you can hit rock bottom and then you just stay there. You have to acknowledge mistakes to learn from them and not keep repeating them. Right there. You have to want to. You have to want to. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't want to open his eyes to it. Maybe he doesn't want to realize it. Maybe he doesn't want to see. Lessons learned are often hard, but worth the struggle in the end. Darth Arlena. Damn straight. And I can't wait to see her and Jester together next year. Cannot wait. Guys, thank you for being here. Hopefully you've seen that I'm not trying to slam on the guy. I'm not trying to take pot shots at the guy. This is something we all should look at and learn from and go, I'd never do that. I'd never do that. Never going to do that. But we won't know until we're in that position, do we? We won't know. Thank you, Keely Chow, brother. Thank you, Adega. Thank you, everybody that's been here. Mary's Game Room, Dave Bob, Snort Poopus Cuber, Keely Chow, Asaj Melody, Jester of Sin, Darth Arlena, Bearbeard Whiskers, Joe Dog, Chris Spurgeon, the Wrench of Wrenches, Mark Dampfully Tired, Project Storytime, Snowdub. Thank you guys so very much. Mags. Thank you all. Machiny. Mahogany Draws was here earlier. Thank you, brother. Christopher Dominguez. The Rooster Day, Bob. You guys are absolutely excellent. Low Spec Linux Laptop. Snort a Poopus Cuber, my favorite polar bear on YouTube. Captain Shrek, you are welcome, brother. Captain Fandom Nerd. I still call him Captain Shrek. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Grim, you guys are absolutely awesome. Don't ever let anybody tell you any differently. Okay? Never ever let anybody tell you guys any differently. It's going to redirect you guys over to Machiny Draws stream over in Valhalla and Century City. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Be great. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend honor. And we'll see you guys on the next Thirsty Thursday. Have a great one, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.